Hello everyone, my name is Matthew Bird. I'm the online editor for the Phoenix. I want to welcome you here today. I have the privilege of speaking with Mr. Steve Forbes. He is the editor-in-chief of Forbes magazine. He is also he ran twice for the Republican nomination for presidency, both in 1996 and 2000. He is speaking today for the Phoenixville Regional Chamber of Commerce at Rivercrest Country Club today. Mr. Forbes, thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
Good to be with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure. So to begin with, I actually want to start talking about Phoenixville. You must see a lot of small towns like Phoenixville and the surrounding area that have spent a great deal of time in revitalizing, the buzzword within the industry. What are your feelings on all these small towns that are kind of taking upon themselves to revitalize? Are you hopeful of the future of those kind of operations? Do you think that that's the pathway that America needs to take to...
The answer is yes, that the kind of environment you create determines the kind of business you have. Every part of the country at one point goes through periods where a lot of traditional businesses go through big changes, wrenching changes. Just productivity alone guarantees that things will change. And the key is what kind of environment, both in terms of business welcome mat, also quality of life. If you do well on both, you will succeed. You talked about small towns. The biggest town in America, New York City, in the early 1990s was on the ropes, very high unemployment. New mayor then came in, Rudy Giuliani, and changed the environment in the city, both in terms of safety and in terms of welcome mat for businesses. And a few years later, the city was booming. So it's in the hands of people, and sometimes these things take longer than some impatient people might like. But the key is people getting together, and this is very American, getting together and figuring out, okay, we can't depend on others to do it for us. We've got to do it ourselves.
Absolutely. Speaking of New York City, you supported Mr. Giuliani for his presidential run earlier this year. Now that he is out of the race, how do you feel about Senator McCain's ability to be president and the prospects of that?
I think Senator McCain would be a fine president, and certainly in national security, I think he understands that issue very well. On the domestic front, he came out with some tax proposals the other day that I thought were very much in the right direction, including a big step towards tax simplification. I proposed a single rate tax system, flat tax. His proposal has two rates, but what I like about it is that he gives you a choice. You can stay with the old or go with the new. And that way people don't get hung up on, well, am I going to lose this deduction or that deduction? You make your own choice.
Do you feel that some of the steps that the Federal Reserve and the lawmakers in general, have they taken the right steps in correcting some of the economic trouble that we've run into in recent months?
I think the economy is going to improve in the second half of this year, do better than a lot of people expect. But the key thing the Fed now has to do is and the Bush administration, is shore up the value of the dollar. Weak currency, weak dollar means a weak economy. So they've got to make the dollar stronger, and if and when they do that, then I think you're going to see first the financial markets recover, and we won't go through the kind of economic turmoil that we've experienced recently. But if the dollar stays weak, then next year I think we're going to go through another road bump.
During your presidential campaign and also your writing in Forbes magazine, do you feel that a lot of the policies that you were proposing back during your presidential run, do you feel those policies would have averted or helped to control the damage that has been done?
We would have been in paradise by now. But seriously, I think certainly we wouldn't have had the kind of weak dollar we've had and kind of uncertainty there. And one would have hoped that we'd have had a good simplified tax system by now, which I think would have helped the economy enormously. But it's always easy on the sidelines to say you should have done this, you should have done that.
Absolutely. Kind of turning the gears towards your career, what does the future hold for your career, both in media and publishing and your TV show, and your political career in the future?
Well, in terms of the politics, I'm very happy now being an agitator. I'm not trying to stir the pot to get things moving on things like tax simplification, lowering the tax burden on people. And that, in terms of my day job, we're in a, I don't have to tell you, we're in a tumultuous era where wrenching changes have come, and those kind of changes are continuing, both in terms of content delivery and in terms of advertising. We've seen what Craigslist, for example, has done to the newspaper industry, and in terms of newspaper circulation, that's taken a real hit. But the people's appetite for information is, I think, probably higher than it's ever been before. But how you make viable businesses out of that appetite, that's still an unanswered question.
Definitely. Well, I appreciate your time, and just to wrap up, I actually have a question that I personally been wondering about. There's a rumor that when you hosted Saturday Night Live, that some members of the band Rage Against the Machine burst into your dressing room and scattered torn pieces of the American flag. I've always wondered, is this rumor true, or is this a fabrication by the media industry?
Well, they were not pleased that I was hosting Saturday Night Live. They never made it into my dressing room. If they had, I wasn't there. So they were probably disappointed on that, so it probably made me even more annoyed.
Excellent. Mr. Forbes, thank you so much for joining us today.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you.